Hi guys, it's Anna with Passions of Paper. I've got another new journal to show off today. This one I made for myself, but it's going to be available in my shop as a custom order. And I call it Dragon's Glade. It's basically an enchanted forest. It's full of fairies and elves and dragons and lots of forestry, as you can see, even poking out on the edges here. This is a very big journal. It is 11 1/4 inches tall, not including the leaves sticking out. That makes it a little over 12 inches. And it's 9.5 inches wide, and it's got a 3-inch spine. There are 9 signatures in here with 480 pages, and then there are also 30 flip outs, which actually makes it more like 510 pages. We've got on the cover here, I used this the creepy fabric, and I dyed it green, and hopefully the color shows up pretty nicely. I've got this coffee dyed piece of fabric here for the closure. That part of the cover is pretty basic, pretty simple, just these couple of pieces because they kind of already just have a lot going on between them. But the front here, I did a lot of work. I fussy cut this dragon out, and I glued him onto chipboard first, and then I cut him out so he kind of pops off the page. And it was really hard with all his little detailed spikes and stuff, but he turned out really awesome, and it was totally worth all the time that it took. I layered him. This is like still part of his page down here, this little part back here, and then I layered leaves behind him on this brown cardstock paper. And I had, as an afterthought, I had put this vine here, so if you think that this vine looks a little bit crooked, it won't be like that on the custom journals. It's just on my journal, just because I felt like this was a weird blank space and I filled it afterwards, so I had to cut the pieces to fit in here. But don't worry, on the custom journals, it'll just be one solid piece that goes behind the dragon. So it'll be nice and straight and it won't look funky. On here we've got more of my dyed fabric, and then I just typed up Dragon's Glade and inked it greens and browns and sewed that all on. Yeah, that's pretty much the cover. So we've got this removable tassel here, and with the tassel it is full of hand-dyed seam binding and crimped too, so like it's got this nice crimpiness to it, so it makes it kind of bouncy. And then I've got all these different eyelash yarns in here, and then this other yarn here that kind of makes up a bit of it, and it really just feels like it's a forest full of colors and kind of like just these giant trees and stuff. So basically it looks like it's this long, so it's a little bit longer than the journal, because I like when it's sitting up, I like to kind of pile it together, if you can see that. Alright, so on the inside here, well, I guess I'm not totally fitting in frame. This journal is big. I'm having to zoom out way more than I ever have before. Hopefully that's not too zoomed out to the point where you're not really seeing the details. There are a lot of beautiful details in this journal. I've got these 2 layers of fabric here that are pockets, the big pocket and the little pocket. I did this coffee dyed fabric here with, I did a script stamp on it, and that's sewed in to make a pen holder. And the journal will come with one of these pens, and then keep in mind that it'll be a new pen. It will have a little ball on the edge there, so you'll need to take the ball off before you start writing. And then we've just got a couple of fern leaves sewed at the top to kind of peek through the cover there to add to the forest of the dragon. I was mostly inspired for this journal by 2 digital creators. One was Eternal Tale Pages, and The other was Liana Scrap, and Liana Scrap was super sweet, and she gifted me this kit for this journal, and so I just really wanted to give her a shout out for that. Thank you, Liana, you're so sweet. These two kits here, this one with these full-size pages, and then this one with these half pages, really make up this journal, and it makes it the magic that it is. And then after all that, one of my other favorite creators, Momentries, I found this digital by her, which I really wish the camera could pick up the colors right, because this kit that she has is, the coloring was just absolutely perfect between the three of these kits. So like after I had already printed out all of these pages for this journal, I didn't really have a backside for them, so I kind of made up my own, and I really didn't like it, so I went searching on Etsy, and then I found this kit by Momentries, and it was a full page kit, and well, the lines, it didn't have lines on it. That's my own printing with my WordPad, so it's just a blank page with the design, and then I just like lines, so I print lines on it. But it's really gorgeous, and it really complemented this journal perfectly. So those are really like the three main things going on in here. But as usual, I have used, I didn't count, but probably 20 different kits in this journal. And of course, all the links will be in the description box below, so you can find anything I've used that was printed on Etsy in that box. So you can just click the link and go right to that kit. Alright, so I'm not going to be mentioning any more about kits because I don't know all of them. That's way too much to remember. So I just wanted to go over that. Those were the three main ones. So if you are interested in those, find those in my description box below. So this journal is supposed to be more about the experience than the story. I usually make journals with a story, but I really wanted this journal to just make you really feel like you're in a Dragon's Glade. In the middle of a forest, you're just in this enchanted area, and it's peaceful, and you know, you're just journaling and you're writing, and it's just, you know, to make it more magical. So we've got these large-sized journaling cards all throughout, and so I've just got these big design papers to use as pockets. And then I have my coffee dyed papers. I've got craft paper that's been highly distressed and grunged up. And I've got papers that I dyed green, different shades of greens, and little bits of brown and stuff all throughout. So I'm gonna mostly just flip through and show this off, because there really isn't much more to say than what I've already said about it. So just enjoy the experience of being in this forest. Oh, I did already start using this as my planner, so I did cover up this page here. But other than that, it's this page and then this page with my calendar. So those I covered up, and obviously those will not be in the custom order, just be blank pages. Just to note, the book pages that I have used obviously are one of a kind. I will include book pages in the custom order journal. They just will be from the same book, and they'll have the same art and the same type of writing and stuff, but they will be different pictures. also wanted to announce that I've had a couple of people reach out to me wondering if I would do take 2 payments for one of my journals, and I just basically get the first payment, I set the journal aside, and once I get the second payment, I then mail out the journal to them. So I wanted to let you guys know that I am doing that. If you are super in love with something in my shop but can't quite afford all of it right now, feel free to reach out to me on Etsy and see what I can do for you. I would like to just make that an option, like just be able to put money towards a journal, but I'm not entirely sure how to go about doing that. So figured the best way was to hopefully everyone will just know one way or another. I'm trying to put it in my listings and everything too, and then people can just reach out to me if they really want to do that. I did a lot of sewing too, as you already saw. I included my line pages. This was all sewing, so you can feel it all, and it feels really cool. It also adds these threads that hang out the sides of the journal, and so it adds to the grunginess and just the overall feeling of an overgrown forest. I think the only thing this is missing is the scent, the smell of a forest. Really wish there was a way to add that. That'd be really cool. So most of these, half of these journaling cards are from that kit from Liana Scrap. I just basically printed out her pages as an 8x10 and then cut them into 2 pieces. And while I backed it first, I printed a backing onto it too, and then I cut them into 2 pieces. And so that's what makes up half of the journaling cards in here, and they just make the most beautiful journaling cards. I pretty much did the same thing with the Eternal Tale pages too. So basically I took these giant pages, I printed them as a 5x7, which fits 2 per page per print, and so I just did that and cut them all out. I forgot to mention that this journal is a very big, I mean, well, you kind of get that this journal is a big journal, but it does weigh over 4 pounds, so it's a little bit on the heavy side, especially for a journal. Most of my big chunky journals weigh 1 to 2 pounds, so 4 pounds, over 4 pounds is really big for me. Also, I do print the digitals with the highest quality print setting, so they are very, very beautiful in person, even though they don't show up that great in the camera. And I print on high quality printer paper to get the clearest and most colorful images. These papers were really fun to distress. I like seeing a peek through of what's coming up. Did a lot of inking on these pages. I love the blends of the greens and the browns. These big fern leaves are my favorites. I've never really been able to use them before just because they're so tall, and this almost 12-inch journal was perfect to use them in. I hope that's not glaring too much. This picture was a 12 by 12 book page, and I just added some of my my RIT dye paper to it to make it full size. I like that. I'll be able to add a little bit of writing right here next to that beautiful picture. Now do keep in mind though that these shiny pages are book pages, so I will have similar pages to what you can see, but it won't be these exact ones. And that is the end of that journal. So if you guys made it through all that, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.